Question 9. Shawnee is playing a guessing game with her friend using what they know about rounding numbers. Her friend gives her a table with some numbers missing. Shawnee must find the missing numbers using the numbers given in the table. Use the drop-down menus to select the answers that correctly complete the table. In rounding numbers to the tens place or hundreds place, examine the digit immediately to the right of what you wish to round. For the tens place, look at the digit in the ones place. For the hundreds place, look at the digit in the tens place. If the number is a 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, then keep the digit, hundreds or tens, the same, and change the remaining digits to the right to 0. If the number is a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, then increase the digit by 1 and change the remaining digits to the right to 0. Let's begin with 160. So this number is already rounded to the nearest 10. So I'm going to go ahead and write it over here on my paper. 160. So let me look over here at what numbers they have. So they have 163, 165, and 167. So as said before, I am rounding to the nearest 10. So this is what I am rounding to. This is the digit I'm looking at. So I need to look at the digit to the right. So what is this 3 telling my tens to do? It stays to 160. My 5 is telling my 6 to go to 170. And then my 7 is telling my 6 to go to 170. So the only one that would work is 163. Because if I had this in the first column, it would round to 160. Now, let's continue. So now we're looking for a number rounded to the nearest 100. So we have 163, 160. So now we're going to see what this number will round to the nearest 100. So let me see what numbers I have. So I have 100 and 200. So looking at it, if I had 160, but now I'm looking at the hundreds place, and I can put an H here to remind me hundreds place. What does my number to the right tell my hundreds place to do? Round to 200. Let's look at our second column. I'm going to go ahead and write my number down, 707. And the first column here says to the nearest 10. So I'm looking right here, nearest 10. So I'm looking at this digit right here. So what does the number to the right tell my tens to do? Tells it to go to 710. So let's see if we can find that one here. That's correct. So now let's go ahead and we're rounding to the nearest 100. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my number. But now I'm looking at my hundreds place. So I'm going to go ahead and I made a little square just to kind of remind me what I'm doing. So I'm going to look at the number to the right. And what does this tell it to do? So it tells it to say it's 700. And I'm able to find it. So next, we're going to be looking at 400. That one's already rounded to the nearest hundreds. So I'm going to go ahead and begin to see if I can find what number rounds to 400. So I'm going to go ahead and just write my numbers here. 333, 343, and 393. So I'm rounding to my hundreds. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little H to kind of remind me. So what does this digit tell my hundreds to do? To stay at 300. What does the 4 tell my 3 to do? To stay at 300. And what does the 9 tell the 3 to do? Go up to 400. So, and remember, we're looking to see which one will round to 400. So I know that this is not the answer. This is not the answer. So it's my 393. Now, I can use this number, or you can use this one, whichever you want, but I'm going to go ahead and use 400, since that's the one they gave us again, so 400. And now I'm going to see, actually, you know something? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to cross that one out, and I think I'm going to use the number that we just found. So I'm going to go ahead and use 393. And it's okay to change your mind. Sometimes you try something, it doesn't work, and you try something else. So I'm going to see which number rounds to the nearest 10. So right here, I'm looking for my tens place now. So what does the number to the right tell my 9 to do? It tells it to stay at 390. So let's see if we can find it. Right there. So that should be your answer.